This video is about making my wheels and tires cleaner and refinishing them. But before we get into that, just wanted to do a quick update on what's going on. I know in the inspection video, I joked about turning a blind eye to this, but now that I've looked into it a little bit more, it's apparently the upper strut mount bushing. And if I just grab my wheel down there and pull up on it, look at that. That's just me barely pulling on the tire. So I have ordered two new bushings, and I'm going to replace them on both sides here, assuming I can. Probably can. How hard can it be? Anyway, on with the program. Hey Jim, today I'm going to do a little something about the wheels and tires on this car. You see them all stacked up over there. I am about to open up and I'm going to set up outside and put them on a table and really clean them super good. And then we're going to, I think I'm going to prepare them and paint them because the wheels are really bad. So first off, I'm taking all of my lug nuts or lug bolts and putting them in this cleaning device. Hypersonic, what is it called? Hypersonic? I don't remember, but there's some cleaned up ones. These are waiting to go. It doesn't make a big difference. It just gets all of the built up grungy stuff that's in all of the threads, and it just degreases them in a nice way. Got them all spread out. So these are my matching Lionheart tires that came on my beautiful 2004 Mercedes SL500. And as you can see, these, well, here you can see the tires aren't that old. They're from the 14th week of 2023. So yeah, why not? We'll use them. But look at these poor wheels. I mean, they're just chipped and scuffed and filthy, filthy dirty. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out these centerpieces and I'll clean those. And then I'm going to degrease everything with this mixture of industrial kitchen degreaser and Windex. And then I'll use some Brillo pads, steel wool, scrub everything real good, and then I'll use my pressure washer and see how clean we can get these. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint these. Ooh, see how nasty and dirty that is. Yikes. And then you see how good my degreaser stuff works. It just, I haven't even started to rinse it or anything, but it just really knocks that stuff loose. You can see how brown bubbles around the tires are turning. So once I put on my pressure washer, all this nasty stuff will come right off because of the degreaser spray. Well, that makes a heck of a difference. Look at that. Beautiful compared to this one. I haven't pressure washed yet. Yikes. Nice. Wow. But all this cleanliness still won't help us with stuff like that. And this wheel doesn't seem to be in that terrible of condition. This is probably the best one. This one's going to have all sorts of stuff, but let me finish. I have them all cleaned, as clean as they can get, pretty much, inside and out. And now I have taken some 400 sandpaper. It's wet or dry, but I'm using it dry. And like I have smoothed out that scuff I just showed you. And now I can't feel it at all. So I know, I'm assuming when I go to put my paint on here, you won't notice that anymore. And I just went around, and any place there was any little nicks or scuffs, I went ahead and smoothed it out with my 400. Next, I'll clean it up, blow it off with some compressed air, and then I will put a bunch of little playing cards or something around here to separate the tire from the wheel, and I'll mask off my stem there. I got to get a cap for it, and then I'm going to paint. Just like that. So this is how we start. All dirty. Well, I mean, this is even after it's been super cleaned, but I still have to get it wiped off. Nice scuffs, kind of a dull silver. And once I'm done painting, how about that? Dull, clean and bright silver. That's pretty lovely. If you really look, you can still almost see where that big scuff was. You can still kind of see it there, but yeah. I'm going to finish the other 3 wheels, resurfacing and painting. And then I think I'm going to have to show the brake caliper a little love. Don't hate me before, after. Oh, come on. That'll look neat looking at it through the wheel. Well, look, let me show you. Yeah. Come on, that's cool. There we have it. Got them all done, all pretty. So I was able to, let's see, wheel detail, able to knock that right on off. But as you saw, this got added, so let's hope those parts come soon. Well, while I'm waiting for parts to come, so I can fix the tops of decorating struts here up front, maybe I'll try to do a little something about the paint correction. Just really don't know how bad this is, so maybe I should try to do a little quick experiment just right here on my rear view mirror. I found all of this stuff floating around. This is all old stuff that I've had for a long time. But there's compound. This stuff I think is pretty good. But my first experiment, I think I'm going to bust open like some of this turtle wax, and maybe I'll try a little tiny bit of this stuff on one part of the mirror, and then this stuff on the other part of the mirror, and see if there's any difference. Okay, well that's my Meguiar's Ultra Finishing Polish, just on this side here, put on by hand with terry cloth here. So let me try the wax on this side. The wax seems to do an awfully good job without the compound first, and then I kind of overlap the wax somewhat onto where I'd used the compound, and I don't really see that big a difference. So I might be able to get away with just cleaning this thing and turtle wax, baby. Top here, and just see if I can polish it just using my wax. For sure, onto something here. Nice. Look at that. And then down here, ew, gets all nasty again. And one little hit with the wax. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of the car. Okay, it's kind of crazy to me that I'm getting this kind of results using nothing but vintage turtle wax. That's crazy. And it's not that hard. So, all right. That didn't take long. Huh. Yeah. I think that's well worth the effort.